Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mac here, and I'm live to you guys from Tokyo, Japan. Today, I just want to go ahead and touch up on a few pieces of Bitcoin cryptocurrency news. There's been some big things going on, and I believe that everybody here needs to be aware of it. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's news. Alright, so just so you guys know, there was the FOMC meeting, and if you don't know what that is where they decide the basis point hike or the interest rate hike. And because of crypto's current correlation with the normal markets, the normal stock market, it's very important to be aware of these meetings because they determine the interest rates, which determines the sort of market sentiment for normal financial market. Now that crypto is so correlated with that, we need to make sure we pay attention to these meetings and realize that after these meetings, there'll more than likely be a jump or a drop in the cryptocurrency price, in the Bitcoin price. So you can see all the meeting minutes here on the Federal Reserve website. So I just want to show you guys that. Next, let's go ahead and jump over to Cointelegraph. And Cointelegraph came out with an article today talking about how the Bitcoin price has climbed to 22.5K. And that is after the Fed 75 basis point hike. And I was kind of expecting this more or less because I believe Bitcoin especially was oversold, especially due to the Celsius debacle, as well as all the general FUD going on. I believe it dropped down quite a bit more than it should have, and that I believe it's going to go ahead and recover quite a bit from here. However, in the long term, I want to go ahead and talk about the price of Bitcoin. I don't think that we're going to have a bull market anytime soon. The bull market was a nice 2 or 3 years, or I'd say about 2 years, right? So the bear market's probably going to be about 2 years. And now with the macroeconomic situation, hyperinflation, as well as the war in Ukraine, and possibly even more corona variants coming out, we could see a very prolonged bear market. And my price target, I'm just kind of looking at Ethereum because it's one of the largest market caps. I love Bitcoin too, but here's kind of the Ethereum bubble right now. You can see back in 2017, 2018, we did go all the way up to $1,200. Then we went down to all the way down to $92. So you can see it went down to about 1/12 of the price. So you can go over here and now you can see the current day max price of the Ethereum is $4,700. And if you go down to 1/10 of the price, that's $470. 1/12 of the price is a little bit smaller than that. So right around $400 is probably a good price to go ahead and put Ethereum at in the bottom of the bear market, which would put us right about here in January, December-ish of 2019. Just remember that we can go this low. We're not going up anytime soon. The liquidity is getting pulled out of the market now that the Fed is increasing the interest rates. This means that people are going to have less money to spend on risk on assets, and they're going to have to spend most of their money on daily necessities. And basically, it's a great time to go ahead and get a lot of cash, and then you'll probably be able to buy a lot of Ethereum and other of your favorite cryptocurrencies here in the upcoming years. Let's go ahead and check out some of the adoption that's going on. This is a bullish case for cryptocurrencies, and this could make it so like if we get a lot of good adoption, then we can also maybe not quite see such a low. So it's very important to go ahead and factor in adoption when you're deciding what your buy-in price is going to be. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to some more bullish news. So Japan adopts law to regulate stablecoins for investor protection. As you all know, Japan is very slow on updating regulations, and this regulation, I read through the article, there's some pluses and minuses. I believe they say they want to protect the regular investor, but I also believe 50% of that is they want to protect the large business owners in Japan. And as we know, the large business owners, the CEOs and CTOs and everything are rather old. They're an aging population, and it's very important to go ahead and foster the younger startup population to go ahead and bring more youth and bring bigger brains to Japan. However, this policy, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. However, at least it's some sort of regulation, right? So the new law is aimed at curbing financial system risks of stablecoins, which have a combined market value of about 20 trillion yen, to strengthen the protection for investors. Stablecoins are issued by issuers and intermediaries when the intermediaries are responsible for circulation. So the banks, money transfer agents, and trust companies are designed as issuers. Since licenses will be required for these, it will be very difficult for startup companies to go ahead and issue stablecoins. This is another embarrassing for Japan as a whole, I believe, because it's just another regulation that doesn't help out startups and is going to facilitate more of the brain drain happening here in Japan. A lot of younger Japanese people who have a really good education are moving overseas to places that have a more relaxed regulatory policy, so that way they can go ahead and foster their ideas in a more friendly environment. In May, Lyle Brainard, Vice President of the U.S. Federal Reserve, stressed the need for clear regulatory guardrails for stablecoins following the collapse of the Terra USD token. A lot of things happened from the Terra USD token. It was a very bad time for the crypto markets, I'm gonna have to say. That, along with the Celsius collapse, is going to go ahead and bring a lot of eyes to the crypto market and give the banks and the SEC a lot more ammunition to go ahead and attack crypto and regulate it more. And because crypto is very, very transparent, it's easy to see what's happening in the crypto world. Once they start issuing these stable coins, they'll be able to see exactly who's doing the money laundering, exactly who's doing all these different things. So it's kind of scary to see where it's going, especially when these centralized agencies in Japan will have eyes on to everything. However, I think it's going to take a long time for these companies to go ahead and develop these technologies, because Japan, the pace of technology tends to go a little bit slower than in Western countries. So it may be possible for overseas businesses to issue stablecoins in Japan through custodians of digital assets, but such a practice will cost more that overseas issuers may bypass Japan, said Yosuke Shiraishi, head of stablecoin department at the Japan Crypto Asset Business Association. So basically, only companies that are very established in Japan who have connections with the government will be able to get these licenses to go ahead and issue stablecoins. So it's going to be very centralized, and it's going to be focused on helping older Japanese businesses make more money than they already have and get more power. So as an overall sort of decentralizing businesses a little bit and helping out smaller businesses in Japan, it's bearish. But I think for cryptocurrencies in general, having more access to the Japanese public will be very, very good for adoption for cryptocurrencies. To handle stablecoins in Japan, cryptocurrency traders need to register with the Financial Services Agency through a screening process. Following the Terra USD tumult, screening hurdles are likely to be raised. So this is very, very common. I mean, it makes sense. Terra Luna caused a lot of issues. So yeah, that's the issue. That's what's going on in Japan here today. All right, that's it for today's Bitcoin news. I hope that helped you guys out and gave you guys some more insight into the Bitcoin cryptocurrency markets. I will see you guys all later in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.